Greetings, Midcoast Ukes. Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new tutorial. Today I'd like to talk about simplifying strums and playing while you're singing, trying to maintain a strum while singing the lyrics to a song too. And this is a common thing a lot of people bring to me when they take private lessons. And in workshop situations they've brought this up, where they mention that they can learn a strum, they can get a somewhat complex strum going, but as soon as they start singing, it falls apart. And so there's a way to slowly build up your skills so that you get to the point where you can do more complex things with your right hand on the ukulele while singing and keeping it all going at the same time. So that first thing I was playing, that was just a little excerpt of Jolene. That's a song that's kind of in our loose repertoire. We haven't played it in a while, but maybe we'll bring it back soon. So a song like Jolene is probably a really good example because there's a lot of complex strums that you could do on it, but there's some very simple strums you could do too. The chords are very repetitious. You don't have to think about the chords if you memorize it. I highly suggest that you memorize it. So you can do something really simple. Just break it down and minimize your strums like this maybe. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. So obviously you can see I'm using my thumb and I'm doing just a single strum. Jolene, Jolene. So each chord gets one strum. You could think of that a bunch of different ways. You could think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is kind of how I would prefer to think of it. And those officially in the world of rhythm are called half notes, those kind of notes that last for 2 beats. 1, 2 is the duration of a half note, and then 3, 4 would be the duration of another half note in a measure of 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, giving them 2 beats apiece. So that's a really good way to do it. Another way is to take your index finger and do quarter notes, which are twice as fast as half notes. So another way to do it would be to do 2 strums per chord, quarter notes. Those last for 1 beat apiece, and we'll use our index finger for that. These are twice as fast as half notes, and it goes like this. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene. So that'd be a nice simple way. I'm sure you could keep that going while you're singing without any trouble. But you know, we are doing 3 things at once, actually more than that, but the 3 basic things we're doing are we're keeping a rhythm with our right hand. Our left hand is hopefully getting the right chords at the right time, you know, memorized. In this case, A minor, C, G, back to A minor, and then G to E minor. Use that E minor pinky trick if you know it. Back to A minor. That's the whole song. There really isn't much more to it other than that little picking intro, which I'm not going to do in this tutorial, but if you want to know that, let me know. I'll gladly show it to you. So let's move on from quarter notes. Let's do, say, a quarter and 2/8. So eighth notes are half the value of quarter notes. They're twice as fast. You have 2 of them for every tap of the foot. Generally, quarter notes are down and up. So a quarter followed by 2/8 is 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene. That would work. It's, not the most rhythmically interesting strum, but it's simple enough so you can kind of keep it going while singing. And getting more into it, I would do down, 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 up, down, up. That would be more approaching the actual strum, a more exciting strum that would get you through. So let's see if we can do down, 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 up while singing. If you can't, that's okay. You can go to one of those earlier strums we just talked about. But let's take it up a notch. Let's try this. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. I probably didn't do down, 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 up perfectly while I was singing, but I had it in mind and I tried to stick close to it. But I think I probably dropped a few ups here and there. I probably defaulted to just down strumming for some of it, and you're going to find that happens to you too. And it's okay to do that. You just naturally, instinctively thin out the strum to get your brain to concentrate more on the chord changes and the singing and the lyrics rather than the strum. So something has to go. If you're going to get rid of something out of all those tasks that you have to do, I would say cut down on your strumming. Make it simple. So that's approaching interesting. Down, 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 up, especially when it's fast. That's kind of the de facto strum for Jolene and lots of country music. Lots of Dylan and folk music too. Not easy to do while you're singing, but if you practice it enough. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Here's how I'm thinking and counting while I do that. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. So I'm actually doing down, down on one tap of the foot and down, up on the second tap of the foot. But it depends on how you like to tap your foot. Some people would tap their foot faster. They would go Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. That's fine, but I would go Jolene, 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 Jolene. I oftentimes tap my foot half as fast as a lot of people would tend to do. I just like to not concentrate as much on the foot tapping. I like that to be sparse, and I like to concentrate on my right hand. But if you only do well when you tap your foot fast, that's fine. You can do that. You can go Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. That keeping your beat like that, that's fine. All right, and then it's just a matter of degree of complication. Once you get past down, 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 up, then of course you can split the strum and do the near far technique or the boom chicka technique, however you want to say it, like this. Boom chicka 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 boom chicka. Let's apply that to our song. Here it is at the regular tempo with no singing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that, how I'm hitting boom, chick, and then doing a down up on the thinner strings, the ones closest to the floor. That's basically a breakdown of what I'm doing there. That's a super common strum. I know I've taught that in other tutorials. You can probably rewind and go to some of the earlier tutorials and you'll see an awful lot about that, about the boom chick strum, and just in general about breaking your strum up between your close strings and your far strings. So any combination that you can come up with is good, but that's mine. That's my secret special sauce for that song is boom chick, down up, boom chick, down up, down up. You can just get even a little bit fancier if you want. Do the boom with your thumb and the chick with your index using a flicking motion. Pluck, flick, or pluck, flicker, pluck, flicker. Which is slightly more banjo-like. It just gives you a little bit more of a flailing banjo sound. Somewhat hard to maintain while singing, though. Geez, let me try that. Let me see if I can do that. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, Jolene. So I can do it, but I'm just barely hanging on for dear life there. That would definitely take some practice for me to smooth that out and get really confident with that technique while singing. So obviously that might be overly complicated. You might want to cut back and not do quite that much. But if you're dead set on doing that, you can. But you might have to actually rehearse it a little bit. So if I were going to be doing that in front of people, I would be practicing that for a good 20 minutes today and 20 minutes tomorrow, and I would just keep practicing. So hopefully the moral of this story for you is that if you have trouble playing and singing at the same time, you are not alone. Most of us do. It's a difficult thing to do. It's multitasking to the max. It's really stretching your abilities. But if you simplify your strum and you take away some of those extra up strums and don't worry too much about doing fancy strums, it's so much easier. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Almost anybody could do that. But then when you start adding things, it gets a little tricky. So yeah, big message you should walk away with is simplify your strum and concentrate on your singing. And then as you get more confident, add more strums, and before you know it, you'll be dazzling people with your amazing technique and rock steady rhythm. All right, Midcoast Ukers, you take care. I will catch you later. Bye-bye.